Hey guys, greetings and welcome back. For those who are here, today we're playing Where Eternity Sleeps. I plan on doing the entirety of all endings, so stay tuned for that. There is the summary. You're the kingdom's brightest scholar, sharp of mind, relentless in your pursuit of truth, sworn by oath to serve the crown. Your word carries weight in court, counsel sat in matters both arcane and political. For your unmatched intellect, you have been granted the title Seeker of Truths. Now something beyond reason is unfolding across the land. People are vanishing, entire households gone overnight, their homes left perfectly intact, meals sit untouched, chairs are pulled out, yet no footprints mark the dusty floors. One by one, they simply disappear. The young king grows increasingly anxious, which he should, hearing enemies hidden within his walls and shadows creeping into his court. With trusted men lost and options dwindling, he sees only one path to safety. He turns to you with a desperate request to uncover the secrets of immortality. But as your search begins, a presence stirs, unseen, ancient, and already watching, long before you looked for it. It had already found you. Ew. I don't know if this is like a little stalker thing. But let's go ahead. I don't know. Is it going to do it? How do you manifest in this world? Okay, hold on. One thing to also, I don't know if they're going to put the content warnings, but it contains mature themes and it's intended for mature audiences. It includes horror elements, unwanted advances, suggestive themes, violence, alcohol, and depictions of serious injury. Okay, in case it doesn't put it up on the screen, I'm assuming it is, but just in case it doesn't, I don't want to start the story and then y'all don't know what you're getting yourselves into. Let's keep it basic. Let's keep it simple. A name carries weight beyond words. It is essence, permanence, and possession. Speak it with care. What is your name? Ooh. What if I called myself Boot instead? So this is the thread that binds your soul. Sigh. Oh, it's the sweetest melody. I don't know about that. One I could listen to for lifetimes. I don't know about that. Do you feel it too? Absolutely not. This harmony between us. This pull, this unspoken connection that has no beginning and no end. It's as though the stars themselves whispered your name into my soul long before you spoke it. For all of eternity, oh no, they did the thing. I will speak it with reverence and love, for it is now a part of me. Should I be scared? Okay, it doesn't look like it gave the content warning, so yippee! The halls of Elmrick's castle soared in silence, their beauty veiled in dread. Still the sword in graceful arcs overhead were the visages of long-dead kings carved in reverent detail, lingered in a hush of eternal triumph. Sunlight spilled in muted hues through stained glass, saints and sinners casting shards of crimson and gold upon the stone. You moved through the silence, each step measured. The castle walls, once bustling with courtiers and lively with laughter, now seemed to press inward, heavy with silence. The throne room lay ahead. My bad. Its grand double doors standing sentinel. Polished wood banded with iron, they towered over you, etched with scenes of the kingdom's victories. My nose just randomly started burning, and it's just like, everything just started burning with it. Anyway, for a moment you hesitated before them, your hand hovering just shy of the cold metal rings that served as a handle. It wasn't fear that stopped you, not entirely, but the weight of knowing that whatever lay beyond those doors would change everything. As the king's scholar, you were no stranger to royal summons, yet this one carried a sense of foreboding. King Anduin's message had been cryptic, but the urgency was clear. This was no routine consolation, it was a command, and failure was not an option. The threshold stood a guard, his presence a barrier as much as the door itself. The king awaits, he said, his voice as flat and unyielding as the stone beneath your feet. Following your apprehension, you nodded and took hold of the handle. Good evening, I hope you are expected guests. The door groaned as it swung open, revealing the throne room beyond. Chandeliers hung high above, their countless candles flickering defiance of the somber atmosphere. Marble tiles glistened softly beneath the muted light, their quiet beauty heightening the disquiet that gripped you. Oh, hello there. Approach. Okay, say less. The coat isn't giving, though. The word echoed down the length of the hallway. You obeyed, bowing low before the throne. King Anduin had sat atop it, his crimson robe pooling around him like a tide of blood. His crown, a relic of the kingdom's golden age, seemed almost too heavy for his head. Imagine he lays back and it just bonks him. He just knocks himself out accidentally. He just falls over. Your Majesty. King Alduin leaned forward, his sharp gaze locking onto yours. Do you know why I've summoned you? I hope so. His words were measured, but beneath them lurked an undercurrent of impatience. I assume it concerns the disappearance, Your Majesty. You replied carefully, your words chosen with the precision of one walking a precarious path. Assume. The king spat, his tongue cutting like a blade. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. Like, am I not supposed to assume? Guaranteed. I don't know. Is that what scholars do now? Assume? Oh my god. He's just speaking in rich and spoiled. He began to pace, each footfall measured, echoing through the vast hall. They're not just missing, scholar. They're gone. Families, entire bloodlines wiped off the face of the map, scrubbed out with a wet sleeve. And I'm left to rule ghosts, empty fields, silent towns? That's what you're worried about? I'm not the king of ghosts, you know. There was no mistaking the irritation in his voice, loud, biting, and impossible to ignore. He paced before you, his shadow long and looming in the flickering light. The people speak of curses, punishments of sins long buried beneath our cobbled streets. But I do not believe in curses. No, this is something else. His piercing gaze turned back at you. This is the work of someone inside our gates. Someone who knows us, our strengths, our habits, our weaknesses. It is deliberate, methodical. I almost butchered it. I saved it. They do not strike all at once. They weaken us, hollow us out, until nothing remains but ruin and fear. And obviously, it's me they're after. Like, what if it's not? Who else would be worthy of all this trouble? Worth all this trouble? Forgive the question, Your Majesty, but have the Shire Reeves been formally dispatched to investigate the disappearances? Given their jurisdiction and familiarity with outer settlements, the reports could provide us with viable context. King Alduin gave you a look so dry it could parch ink. Damn, okay. Deployed? Yes. Ages ago in royal time, which is, apparently, 5 days before they decided to ghost the entire kingdom. He waved Maybe they just don't like you. He waved a hand in the air, theoretically annoyed. Vanish. Poof. Not a scrap of parchment or dramatic monologue left behind. I sent scouts, I sent messengers, I even sent the cavalry, for heaven's sake. Do you know how hard it is to lose an entire cavalry? So unless they're composing a very long letter from the afterlife, I say they've joined the list. Frankly, I'm running out of people to send who aren't either dead, terrified, or terminally incompetent. He slouched in his throne, muttering with a sigh. Tell me, scholar, since you're so clever, what would you call it? The room held its breath, still and strained as if the very air were a blade pressed to the throat of silence. You said nothing, could say nothing. His words left you questioning, your thoughts unclear. There were no answer, no name you could give it, no logic you could stitch together. Only silence, stitched to it. It had started quietly, a single face missing from the marketplace, a lone farmhouse left to rot under the sun and rain, then another and another. One became two, two became 10, 10 became towns. No blood, no screams, no shattered locks or scorched thatch. Just absence. Bread left mid-rise, stew simmering over flames that should have been long cold. Horses saddled, reins slack, staring at nothing. Whole villages peeled open like fruit, emptied but untouched. Whatever had come hadn't acted with violence. The purge. It hadn't been chaos. It was precise, unhurried, surgical, as if they had been plucked from their very existence. You had gone over it 100 times, searching for pattern, for logic, for something that could be called motive. The more you studied, the clearer it became. This was no work of man, nor the savagery, I don't know, of a beast. I know you're gonna push me, but like, this is not how you pronounce it. Learn to read. I'm sorry. I'm not the brightest. I just like handsome men. Nothing human could have done this. Not like this. I call it a mystery, Your Majesty. One that defies logic and reason. The king stopped abruptly, turning to face you fully. A mystery? He repeated the word like it tasted wrong on his tongue. I don't have time for mysteries. I need answers. I need truth. Something I can swing my sword at, not debate over tea. But what happened if it was a debate over tea? Answers won't come from skill alone, your majesty. Knowledge will be the blade that cuts through unknown. The king regarded you quietly, his eyes calculating, weighing the truth in your every syllable. At last he spoke, his voice firm, each word laced with unshakable determination. Yes, knowledge, truth. And yet, truth alone may not be enough. Okay, he's just gonna exile me at this point. He turned away again, the weight in his steps heavier now. I feel it, scholar. Someone or something's out there. I don't know what, but I know it's watching me. It's circling me. Watching. Waiting. I can feel its fingers brushing my throat every time I close my eyes. The people are afraid, and they look to their king to be the last unbroken thing. But if I fall, what then? What hope do they have? That one sworn to protect them can vanish like the rest. I will not be the next. I will not be forgotten. I will outlive whatever darkness is swallowing this kingdom. The people need a king who cannot falter. The people need a king who cannot die. I kind of feel like he needs to be dethroned. He's kind of scaring me. A chill spread through the chamber, his words wrapping around you like a cloak, heavy with their meaning. Surely he did not mean no such a thing was unnatural. A king beyond death? What would it take to achieve such a thing? What foul arts? At what price? The tension was broken by the sound of a voice you knew well. Hello there! He's so soft. It's soft boy. Your Majesty. Sir Anselm stepped forward from the king's side, the stained glass window bathed him in a golden light, his armor glowing as though touched by the heavens, an ethereal presence in the room. To the court he was the king's blade, Ulmeric's bravest knight. To you, he was Anselm, the boy you had grown up with, because of course, you got a Cloud and Tifa moment. Surely such a perilous task should not be undertaken alone. His eyes lingered, a heartbeat longer than necessary, carrying silent pleas. Please, don't let the maiden go alone. Concern mixed with something deeper, an emotion he couldn't voice. His eyes were begging you to grasp the weight of his words. This is not merely about the task itself, but the dangers that lurk along the path. It would be unthinkable to send someone unguarded into such uncertainty. He turned back to the king, bowing his head slightly in deference. I will accompany the scholar, your majesty. Such a journey demands protection. The king turned to him, his expression darkening because he don't want to be left alone. Little baby don't want to be left alone because he's scared, just like the rest of the townsfolk. His expression was one of restrained annoyance. Anselm's suggestion was taken as a personal slight rather than a rational precaution. You speak out of turn, Sir Anselm. Anselm straightened but held his ground. I only speak out of duty, sire. Scholar's safety is paramount. A safe return is necessary for success. The king's gaze hardened. And who will guard the crown while you play escort? The king snapped, his frustration spilling into his words. You are my sword, my shield, my rock, my shield. Let me stop. If the shadows come for me, he will stand at my side. Anselm stiffened, his fist clenched at his sides. Well, if you were thinking logically, I feel like he would have left a few of your cavalry to go ahead and protect you, but I digress. His usual unshakable composure beginning to waver under the weight of the king's words. The kingdom's survival! Anselm began, his words tinged with a strained urgency. Every word is a carefully measured plea. Begin with its king. The monarch interrupted sharply, his tone carrying the weight of finality. He stepped forward with deliberate authority, his crimson robe billowing faintly with emotion, his eyes borne to Anselm's unyielding and expectant, daring him to push further. The tension was palpable, a silence that followed heavy with unspoken challenges. Yeah, so anyway, I don't like the king. If he's a love interest, he's being avoided. No, Anselm, he will remain here. The scholar must go alone. And then the scholar never comes back. Anselm's jaws tightened, but he bowed his head. As you wish, sire. He said finally, though his voice betrayed his frustration. The king turned his attention back to you. The kingdom falters under the shadow. Our people cry out for hope, for assurance that their king will protect them. And to protect them, I must endure. I must be invincible, eternal, delusional. Very delusional. Invincible, eternity. These were no simple matters of science or study. They were the stuff of myths and fables. The way King Anduin spoke of it as if it was the only logical solution, made it clear that his true concern was not the kingdom, it was himself. As always. Your Majesty, finally you forced yourself to respond, your voice steady but cautious. As you ask of me, if we're interested in realms and legends and impossibility. The king's lips pressed into a thin line, his eyes narrowing. Then venture there. Take answers where mortals dare not tread. Are you not Saloy, the seeker of truths? I am the seeker of truths, not of random travels and probably getting snatched up myself. You are the kingdom's brightest mind. Prove yourself worthy of that title, or do not return at all. Well, now we see why half of the people never came back. The threat in his words were unmistakable, even as he couched it in the guise of royal expectation. Flee was not an option, but neither was open defiance. You bowed low, your voice steady, even as nerves tightened within you. I will do as you command, your majesty. As the king dismissed you with a wave of his hand, your gaze briefly met Aslam's. Though he was bound by duty, his concern for you were palpable, a silent plea that seemed to stretch across the space between you. The heavy doors groaned shut behind you, sealing you into an inescapable path. Alright, well, very well. Guess we're going into the middle of nowhere. The library of the Royal Archive stood as a solemn fortress of knowledge, its towering shelves brimming with the wisdom of centuries. The air carried the faint scent of aged parchment and wax, a solemn testament to the countless scholars who had sought wisdom within the hallowed halls. Stained glass windows high above filtered the moonlight into kaleidoscopic hues. Dust motes danced in the beams, drifting lazily untouched by time. This was a sanctuary of knowledge, a place where the weight of history pressed upon every surface. Yet tonight it felt anything but serene. Your desk hung over you, making a tranquil silence feel oppressively heavy. You sat at a carved oak desk, quill in hand, surrounded by stacks of parchment and books older than the kingdom itself. You prepared to confront the elusive subject of immortality. The answers you sought might have been buried in these pages. They might not exist at all. The faint rustle of footsteps on the stone floor pulled your focus from the brittle pages of the tome you'd been poring over. Expecting a castle attendant, you looked up and froze. Oh my gosh! He took off his armor! Hello there, handsome. Standing at the entrance was Anselm, the weight of his usual armor conspicuously absent. He wore a simple tunic, the fabric cinched at the waist by a plain leather belt. It was a rare sight to see him without his imposing metal shell, one few ever had the chance to witness. And yet there was something strangely comforting about seeing him like this. Quite reminded that beneath his still in duty, he was still just a man. Anselm, you said, surprised, rising from your seat. What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be on duty? He took a few hesitant steps into the room, his eyes scanning the space to ensure no one else was present. I've done enough standing around for one day. Besides, the king is safe enough for the night. But you... He trailed off, his blue eyes were clouded with worry. I needed to see you. His hand brushed over the back of a nearby chair, but he didn't sit. Then he lingered a few feet away, unsure of his welcome. He decided setting your quill aside. You shouldn't be here. If the king finds out, let him. Ah. Yeah, let him. Let him. What he'll do? What will he do? Throw him out? He needs him, after all. Aslam cut you off, stepping closer. I appreciate your concern, but you and I both know the consequences of defying the king's orders. If he knows you're here, it will raise questions neither of us can afford to answer. Damn the consequences. Oh. Aslam snapped, his sudden burst of frustration startling you. He ran his hands through his hair, pacing in front of the desk. Oh. You're poring over dusty books, preparing for a journey that no one alone should have taken. And I'm supposed to stand idly by? Why did you ask that of me? Because I have no choice, he said firmly, though your voice wavered. You're familiar with the king's ways. If you disobey him, I'll be branded a traitor. Aslam finished bitterly. Yes, I know. The king may command my service, but my loyalty belongs to the one who truly matters to me. You. Ah, stop being so sweet. His words were like a stone thrown into still water, rippling through your thoughts and catching your breath in its wake. He really spoke so plainly, his motions always tempered by duty. Now stripped of his armor and titles, he stood before you not as a knight, but as the boy who had always been by your side. The boy who once stepped between you and danger, who believed in you when you couldn't believe in yourself. Absalom. He began, but he shook his head. Ai, you're brilliant. The brightest mind this kingdom has ever seen. Your brilliance did not stop blades of ward-off beasts. You think I do not know the dangers you'll face? I've seen what the world could do to those who travel alone. I know the risk. But trust me, Absalom, I can handle this. No one can do this alone. Not even you. He said bluntly, his eyes locking onto yours. Maybe not. You admitted softly, almost afraid to be heard. But I must. If you come with me, the king will know. It'll be the end of us. He'll punish us both, and I can't let that happen. The king's punishment means nothing to me. Failing to protect you will be a wound deeper than any blade can match. Your life is yours to spend. It keeps you from harm. You shook your head, the weight of your resolve pressing down on you. I will not let my best boy get hurt. You have no idea what's out there, Absalom. Things I've read in these books, the places I'll have to go. You come, it won't just be the king you'll have to fear. It'll be something far worse. You say, hoping to dissuade him. He's a knight. I doubt that'll work. None of that matters to me. I would stand between you and every blade, every shadow that dare touches you. I would face it all, the hesitation, without fear, because your safety means more to me than my own life ever could. The pain must be felt. Let it be mine. Even if it takes every piece of me, I will give it all just to see you in peace. As long as I live, every breath is yours. As long as my heart beats, it beats only to keep you safe. He is giving green flag. Stop. Stop. Not because I must, but no matter the cost, I'd always reach for you. His throat tightened, struggling against the overwhelming tide of emotion threatening to break free. No. Please, Sai. Let me protect you. For a moment the room felt unbearably quiet. The only sound, the faint crackle of the torches along the walls. Absalom, I can't let you throw your life away from me. Absalom's shoulders slumped, his eyes breaking away as if seeking refuge elsewhere. You promised me one thing. What? Promise me you'll come back. No matter what happens. No matter what you face, promise me you'll return. You hesitated, the weight of the promise threatening to crush you. No. Okay, I'm sorry. I won't try then. Not try. Promise me. He looked into his eyes, searching for the right words. I promise. You said at last, though your chest ached with uncertainty. Absalom released a steady breath, stiffness in his body easing. Good. That's all I needed to hear. He lingered for a moment longer, his hand twitching, yearning to reach for you again. Oh, okay, a little hug could be fine. But then he stepped back, the mask of composure returning to his face. Be careful, Sai. He said simply before turning and walking away, his retreating figure swallowed by the shadows of the archive. He stood there for a long moment, staring at the spot where he had been. The ache in your chest deepened, but you pushed it aside, turning back to your books. There was no room for doubt now. Your turning your head would demand every ounce of your focus and every piece of your heart. Ooh. Not the same. After days of tireless searching, your body ached. Your mind felt like it teetered on the edge of exhaustion. Probably because it did. You're looking for answers to a non-existent question. The faint glow of the lanterns cast long, flickering shadows across the forgotten stone walls. The quiet hum of the archives was a relentless companion, a monotonous drone that pressed into your thoughts as you sifted through brittle texts and fragmented scriptures. Scriptures spoke of mythical armors, potions brewed under rare moons, and gods whose blessing demanded unimaginable sacrifices. None of it felt concrete. None of it felt real. The deeper you dug, the more of the legend seemed like lies spun to ensnare the desperate. And as your fingers brushed the edge of yet another meaningless text, the air shifted. Oh, the lantern's flames flickered wildly, as if caught in a sudden gust. The room remained deathly still. Where the light could steady, something sharp jabbed into your palm. Oh, okay, well, I'm done for. Ow! You hissed, drawing back. Your fingers came away smeared with blood. There beneath where your hand had rested, the stone seemed to drink the droplets greedily. You stared, heart hammering, as lines of crimson crept into the cracks, forming a spiral pattern across the surface. Oh, so we're just gonna be teleported? Reincarnated as a slime. The markings pulsed faintly, like veins under skin. And then, without warning, the stone beneath your feet gave way. Oh, You stumbled backward, clutching the edges of the surrounding floors to stop your fall. Below you, the slab shifted with a grinding groan, revealing a gaping hollow. At first, it looked like a simple pit, but as your eyes adjusted to the darkness, you realized it was more. A cavernous expanse hidden beneath the archives. Stone steps spiraled downward into the hollow, uneven and ancient, carved by hands long forgotten. With careful steps, you began your descent. Hold on, so I was sat beneath, no, beside, behind, in front of a pair of stairs that I could just casually, lean back and then just start tumbling. Yep, actually, whoever decided to place that table there needs to be fired. Absolutely. The hollow stretched far beyond what you could see, its edges fading into shadows that should have brought a light. The echoes of your footfalls seemed to grow louder with every step, that it felt as if the hollow itself was amplifying your presence. The faint glint of moisture clung to jagged rock walls, and the air carried a damp, metallic tang that pricked at your senses. In the suffocating darkness below, a subtle thrum pulsed in time with your heartbeat. In the center of the hollow lay a pedestal, cradling something wrapped in decayed fabric. When you finally reached the pedestal, the object within revealed itself. A scroll bound with what looked like sinew instead of cord. Okay? As you unrolled it with care, the symbols inscribed on the parchment seemed to shimmer faintly. The text was written in a language long forgotten by the world, its characters curving and weaving in intricate, almost hypnotic patterns. Your eyes skimmed over the cryptic text, desperately trying to pull meaning from the tangle of curves and slashes. Resources in this ancient script were scarce, almost non-existent. Few had ever seen such markings, let alone understood them. Let's grab it, walk back up those stairs, and decipher it then. Because last time I remember, if you stay down in a place that is supposed to be blocked off, you're going to be blocked off with it, inside of it. Your exposure to this forgotten language is painfully limited, and somehow you managed to decipher fleeting fragments. Ben Thurvis Astro Veya Nohash. Endless without birth or death. Ooh, the rest defied you, a wall of mystery and reinforced by the erosion of time. Forgive me if I butchered that, I tried. It was as though the text itself resisted comprehension, its secrets cloaked in layers of deliberate obfuscation and centuries of decay. Despite the near impossibility of decoding it, I knew someone who might help. A scribe whose expertise in ancient tongues bordered on obsession. Renowned for unraveling cryptic texts thought impossible to decipher, this individual possessed a unique skill that could unlock fragments of meaning hidden within the faded symbols. However, even such expertise had its limits. You couldn't ignore the possibility that the script contained knowledge forever lost to the ages. The weight of the scroll felt heavy in your hands, its presence felt wrong, unsettling. It didn't belong to this world anymore, and yet it had found its way to you. With reverent hands, you coaxed the worn parchment into its torn bindings. For now, it would remain in your possession. Whatever secrets it held, whatever truths had been lost in time, you would uncover them. As you turned to leave, a faint gust of air exhaled from the hollow itself, rushing past your neck. Oh, you can put that back. A shiver ran down your spine as the whispers touched your neck. Soft, sorrowful, far too close. Scared you. The scroll remained firmly in hand, and the decision to leave this haunted hollow was made without hesitation. The answers would come, but you couldn't shake the feeling that they would demand more than you were ready to give. Yeah, please do walk back up the stairs and sprint. The scroll sat snugly at the bottom of your pack, wrapped in cloth to shield it from the elements. Word. Around it you had packed only the essentials. Dried rations, a flask of water, a hunting knife, and a few light cooking utensils, just enough to prepare basic meals over a fire. Okay, a pan, maybe a little spatula, and a fork. A small coin purse rested in the corner of your pack, holding what little gold you had managed to save, which is probably not much because it seems like your king is very skimpy. The last item you added was a map. Windrill, its edges frayed and torn from countless hands that had touched it before yours. Landmarks were faint, but you committed them to memory, trusting it would guide you if needed. Traveling light was a necessity. Aslan was usually the one to carry your belongings during expeditions. Was quite insistent, sparing you from much of the burden. But now without him, you had to carefully consider every item. You didn't want to weigh yourself down unnecessarily. The morning air was sharp and cool as you neared the kingdom's gates, the towering iron structure adorned with ancient protective runes. Thought beyond beckoned, shrouded in uncertainty, but just as your hands brushed the gate's cold surface, a familiar voice halted you. My handsome prince! Leaving so soon? You turned sharply, your heart skipping a beat. There, standing just a few paces away, was Anselm. His knight's armor caught the pale light of dawn, polished to the mirror sheen. Though polished and proud, the armor seemed almost at odds with the worry etched across his face. A real knight bound to the king's side, Anselm rarely had the luxury of tending to matters outside the castle walls. I don't know why I pronounced it like that. I don't like it. Anyway, here he was. Standing all fine-like. Where are you heading? He asked, his eyes falling to the pack slung over your shoulder. To the blind forest. His reaction was instant. His calm facade vanished, replaced by an expression of alarm. His hand instinctively brushed the hilt of his sword, as though he might shield you from the very idea. Oh no! The blind forest! The cursed place! How would you set foot there of all places? Because I have to, Aslan. There's someone I need to find. Aslan's hand fell away from his sword. The worry remained. Who? Became an owl. Miriam. Ooh. The name hung in the air like a blade unsheathed. A flicker of unease passed across its expression. Miriam! Miriam! The outcast! He paused, his voice taking on a note of disbelief. You mean the one they say whispers to shadows and scribbles madness onto papers? Some even claim she's cursed. You felt your chest tighten at his words, a rush of anger surging through you. She's not cursed. You shot back, your voice rising. She's brilliant. More than that, she's my friend. Aslam's jaw clenched as he searched your face, disbelief slowly turning into a resigned sigh. Sorry? Didn't mean to insult her. Stories about her. About that place. None of it ends well. Your heart pounding in your chest, the familiar sting of offense creeping up your throat. Not a monster, Aslan. She's the only one who can help me. Sighed, with the frustration and concern painting his features. I won't lie to you. Worried. Before he could say more, the sound of hurried footsteps drew your attention. A royal guard approached, bowing deeply. Sir Anselm, the king summons you at once. Aslan muttered a curse under his breath. Of course he needs me. Needs him when he wants to need me. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, let's continue. He casted an apologetic look your way. Wait. Without another word, he reached beneath his armor, his fingers brushing against something hidden beneath the metal. Pulled free a pendant that hung from a simple chain around his neck. It's gonna be our lucky charm. Let's make sure we don't lose it. Its modest design at odds with the powerful emotion he seemed to be battling. The pendant was elegant in its simplicity. Nothing more than a small silver disc with intricate carvings etched into its surface. To anyone else, it would seem like an ordinary piece of jewelry. To Aslan, it was far more. A part of his past, a piece of his mother's legacy. This belonged to my mother. Aslan said softly, holding it out to you, his fingers trembling slightly as he extended it. She always watched over me. Now I want her to watch over you. Step back, your heart heavy with the weight of his words. Maybe. Anselm, no. I can't take that. It's too important to you. Also, if you give it to me, hypothetically, something happens to you, I'm just gonna leap. It is important. He insisted, his voice resolute. That's why it belongs with you. I think this is gonna be our first route. I think he's one that we can choose. So, here. That one. Yeah. There is two. So we're going to accept it. I want a part of me to be with you always. I believe this is the route, the way to his route, I hope. So, bear with me. This is my vow. The thread that binds us, even when fate pulls us apart. No matter how far you go, no matter what paths you take, you'll never truly be alone. Because with every heartbeat, every breath, he held it gently to your chest, just over your heart, his fingers warm and trembling. He's a green flag. I love him. I'll always be with you. The silence that settled was soft, delicate, and heavy with unsaid words. The guard who had been waiting for Anselm's blink, visibly startled by what he had just witnessed. Don't be scared. He means well. Trust me. Trust me. He stared at Aslam in stunned disbelief. This was the kingdom's renowned knight, a man celebrated for his unwavering composure and iron resolve in the face of danger. He who stood like a fortress to all, now flickered with something fragile, like a flame beyond glass. Come on, let him have his moment. Aslam, suddenly aware of the guard's gaze, cleared his throat, a nervous tick, betraying his flustered state as he tried to disguise the pink color in his cheeks. No! Okay, return. Charm him. You turned your head slightly, a soft giggle slipping past your lips, eyes dancing with amusement. I should have teased him, but it's okay. I'd give anything to make this moment last a little longer. Maybe your hand could help me hold it still. Oh. Aslan's hand hovered near yours, trembling just slightly, close enough to feel the warmth, but too shy to bridge the distance. Look at his face! Look at his adorable little... I just want to... Anyway, let me calm down. His cheeks deepened into a rich crimson, a quiet warmth radiating off of him like heat from a hearth. From the corner of your eye, you notice the guard trying and failing to stifle a grin. Come on, you know you're enjoying it. You're enjoying the show. His eyes were wide with amusement at the scene unfolding before him. The instant Aslam's eyes briefly met his, the guard's face stiffened. His features locking into an unreadable mask. He was like, oh crap, I've been noticed. I have seen nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. Aw, did I embarrass you? Because if I did, you'd always say them quieter. Closer. Aslam's breath. Well, we're supposed to be leaving. Hit sharply as you leaned in, the space between you dissolving in an instant. His gaze darted to yours, only to flee, as if even a glance would undo him. If I had a childhood best friend, I would do this, just because. If he was a green flag, absolutely. His hand shifted awkwardly, tugging at the lower edges of his now? Curious? Kuibas. Yes, that. Okay. Where it pressed over the junction between his thighs and waist. You see, this here, like, when I was younger, this is what I imagine dating in today's generation would be like. It is in fact not, for anyone who's wondering, but I digress. An unconscious action, but one that didn't go unnoticed. His voice faltered, his fingers nervously scraping the edge of his armor in a quiet attempt to steady himself. It's just, well, there's a time and place for everything, right? No. He drew in a steady breath, shoulders lifting before settling into a familiar composed stance. They met your gaze once more, and in place of shyness, there bloomed something earnest. Promise me you'll return. I promise. Aslam gave you a long, searching look, then nodded. Take care. A crack in his tone betrayed a moment of unguarded emotion, and with that he turned and followed the guard, disappearing into the castle's shadows. He slipped the pendant into your pocket, its presence a quiet reminder of the promise you made. Stealing one last glance at the castle's towering silhouette, you turned towards the path ahead. With Aslam's pendant close to your heart and the promise of your return, you knew there was no turning back. Your journey had begun. Okay. The path stretched before you, winding through fields of emerald under a golden sun. The sunlight bathed the world in a honeyed glow, turning every blade of grass into a shimmering thread. I wish they just let, like, grass grow out around these parts, because if it was upkept and nicely trimmed and things, when the wind blows through it, it's just so aesthetically pleasing. But once you get after, like, what, 2 inches, they start finding you, so yeah, give me tall grass. And for the first time in years, you allowed yourself to truly see it. Forgive my random rantings. I tend to lose focus. Anyways, you feel it. The tall grass rippled in waves, whispering against the breeze. Healed wildflowers peeked through the green like scattered jewels. You hadn't realized how much you had missed this. Most of your life had been spent within its towering spires and stone corridors, buried in studies and council meetings, your hands inked, stained from maps and treaties. Even the expedition outside the kingdom were merely extensions of your work. But here, now standing in the sea of grass, you could almost feel the world beneath breathing again. You could almost feel yourself breathing again. The grass danced in the breeze, whispering against your fingertips. The sun bathed your skin in its gentle heat, a tender reminder of its presence. Each inhale brought the fragrance of earth and blooms, filling your chest with something beyond air. Peace. Closing your eyes, you tipped your face toward the sun and let a quiet whisper escape your lips. I've missed this. The wind seemed to carry your words away. With the rustling leaves and shifting grass, you could almost hear the world breathe back. Welcome home. You didn't just walk the earth. You were a part of it. Yet the serenity carried an undertone of fragility. As you pressed farther, its beauty began to fade. Oh, why? Rippling grass quieted it. Its whispers were replaced by an unnatural stillness. The world once alive began to feel hollow. A village appeared in the distance, quiet and still beneath a gray sky. The cottages stood neatly in place, untouched, too pristine for how utterly empty everything felt. Children didn't laugh, animals didn't stir, the air had no voice nor warmth. Chimneys stood cold, windows stared back with nothing behind them but shadow. Left behind but not forgotten, the dirt paths were smooth, undisturbed, the ground offering no clues of presence. The village lay still, preserved in an eerie stasis. But something in the silence stirred, as if they marked your passing. You quickened your pace, your boots crunching against gravel that seemed too loud in the stillness. Your thoughts drifted to the rumors whispered back in the kingdom. Stories passed from lips softened by ale but sharpened by fear. Of all the tales, one lingered in your mind. It sang to where the stars won't gleam, a thread of sorrow and a dream. It touched the walls and brushed the skin and called to something deep within. It cried in chords the heart could feel, a mourning none could quite conceal. One by one they left the light to drown in grief beyond the night. No hands were found nor doors unlatched. It's hearts that heard and hearts that snatched. And when the hush returned once more, it held no trace of those before. You couldn't help but remember that voice, the sound that had unsettled you to your core. You shook the thought away, unwilling to let it take hold. Even in daylight, the unease hung in the air, heavy, watchful, and unrelenting. After hours of trekking in silence, the soft murmur of running water finally shattered the heavy stillness, drawing you toward a narrow stream that meandered through the landscape. Its clear waters glistened, inviting you to pause and replenish your flask. You knelt by the stream, the cold water chilling your fingers as you reached down to fill your flask. For a brief moment, the soft gurgle of the stream brought you a sense of calm and reprieve from the growing unease. But then, your eyes were drawn to it. Oh, lying just beyond the stream's edge, half hidden in the tall grass. Don't say a body. It was a rabbit. Okay, that works. Small body was still, unnervingly so, fur matted and stink dark. Oh. The closer you looked, the more horrifying the details became. Its stomach had been torn open, its insides grotesquely exposed. The wounds looked fresh, as if whatever had done this was still nearby, could at least cooked it. A pang of sorrow twisted in your chest, but it was quickly overshadowed by a darker thought. This is how fragile life is. Sight filled you with a cold dread, a stark reminder of how cruel and unforgiving the world could be. The rabbit, so helpless, so vulnerable, was a brutal mirror showing you how easily you, too, would be reduced to nothing. You quickly averted your eyes, unwilling to linger any longer on the pitiful scene. Just as you were about to turn away, something shifted. You froze, the hair on the back of your neck standing on end. The rabbit's body hadn't moved at all. It remained still, unnaturally so. But its lifeless eyes, once staring blankly at the sky, were now fixed on you. They were devoid of life, but they bore into you with an unnatural intensity. A sharp, visceral fear clawed its way up your throat. Then came the voice. It wasn't your imagination. The rabbit started speaking? Yeah, we need some holy water right now. That's one thing we forgot to pack. A voice so faint, yet so undeniably liable that it sent a chill down your spine. Die. voice wasn't outside you. It was inside you, coiling through your thoughts like a predator circling its prey. You stumbled back, your flask slipping from your hands and splashing into the stream. The rabbit's head twitched, his mouth sagged open as if it were about to speak. Run, run, run. You wanted to move, to run, but your legs felt rooted to the ground. I wish I didn't. You finally heard me. After all this time. Sly. Oh, Sly, I... Just as it suddenly began to stop, the rabbit's eyes fell shut. Still dead silent. You staggered to your feet, your breath coming in short, red gasps. The rabbit remained motionless, lifeless, but you couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching you. You would grab her flask and leave. Go. The world seemed to shudder under a heavy darkness, bending its will towards you. I would hate to be out here in the sunsets. I'm going to leap. Oh. Even better. A deafening crack of thunder shattered the moment, the skies erupting as rain began to pour its torrents. The storm seemed to erupt out of nowhere, drenching you in seconds. You jerked upright, adrenaline coursing through your veins. You snatched up your flask with trembling hands, stuffing it into your bag before turning on your heel. But even as you left the stream behind, the voice lingered in your mind, its sinister echo clinging to your thoughts like a shadow you couldn't shake. The rain didn't just soak you. It clawed at your skin, seeping through every layer of fabric, determined to pull you under. Each step felt heavier than the last, your boots sinking into the muck of the sodden ground. Through the chaos, a faint glimmer of light appeared, wavering like a mirage. You squinted through the rain as the glow resolved itself into the outline of a town. A tavern caught your eye in the distance. Its crooked sign swung violently above the warped door, creaking under the storm's fury. Perfect. Stay there for a while. The promise of shelter drew you forward, your feet moving instinctively. When you finally made it to the tavern, it wasn't safety that welcomed you, just the dull acceptance that anything was better than being out in the storm. The door creaked on its rusted hinges as you pushed it open, and a wave of heat and muffled voices spilled out to meet you. Oh, okay. Felt like we slammed the door. Oh, never mind. I see it. You stepped inside, dripping water onto the warped floorboards, the door slamming shut behind you with a gust of wind. What to say? It sounded like we slammed it. Well, we didn't, but it did. A deathly hush fell over the tavern, making you tremble. The entire tavern seemed paused, suspended in anticipation of your next move. Eyes flicked your way, sizing you up, before quickly darting back to their drinks. Whatever fragile sense of safety the tavern offered, it came with an edge, sharp and unwelcoming. You kept your head down, shoulders hunched, moving toward an empty table near the corner of the room. The gazes that followed you felt like daggers pricking at your back, silent but sharp. You didn't need to look to know what they were thinking. Who is this guy? You don't belong here. You checked your map, your fingers traced the path you've taken, only for your finger to land on the place you dreaded. Rotwood. The name had been scrawled on your map. No amount of ink could capture the oppressive weight of this place. Lying on the outskirts of the eastern forest, it had become a haven for those the world had spat out. Bandits, poachers, and outlaws. Okay, so many birds were gonna get robbed. Not because it was safe, but because here, the strong ruled and the weak learned to disappear. The noise of the room ebbed and flowed around you, but your focus was on keeping still, drawing no attention. Your hand twitched towards your map again, but you stopped yourself. It's better not to look lost. Are you lost, little girl? Let me stop. Are you lost, little lamb? The voice startled you, low and honeyed with a sly undertone that immediately put you on edge. You looked up to find a man standing over you, his grin sharp and his eyes sharper. Well, hello, hold on. I can be robbed by him any day. Name's Clyde, he said, sliding into the seats across from you without invitation. My widened as he propped an elbow on the table, leaning closer. And you are? Just passing by. Through. You forced a tight smile through every instinct screamed at you to get up and leave. He chuckled as though amused by some private joke. Passing through? Sweetheart, you don't look like you belong anywhere near Rotwood. This isn't exactly a place for delicate creatures. His gaze lingered a little too long, tracing over you in a way that made your stomach churn. Okay, actually, I take that back. You look handsome. Your personality, I don't know about that. You're giving red and yellow flags. I know there's not such thing as yellow flags, but it's teeter-tottering, okay? I can handle myself. You replied tightly, doing your best to project confidence. Oh, I don't doubt that. He said, the corner of his mouth curling up in a smirk. But a pretty thing like you wandering alone? That's bound to draw attention. Luckily for you, you caught my attention. Just me, Lamb. That's the best thing that could have happened to you tonight. Okay, so it's giving Lito some diabolic lovers. And I'm not liking it. You can put that back now. He's taking out the barmaid with a lazy wave. 2 drinks, something strong for my new friend here. Okay, so we're getting drugged. So anyway, it's giving no thank you. You shook your head, sliding the mug back toward him. No thank you. Clyde's grin froze, and for a moment the air between you felt like it might snap. Oh, come on now. He said, his voice syrupy sweet, but with an edge that made the hairs on your arms stand. Don't be like that. It's just a drink. From me. I don't want it. I don't like it. His grin stretched wider, but it didn't feel like a smile anymore. You don't want it. He leaned forward, elbows resting on the table, and you could feel the weight of his gaze pinning you in place. Oh, you don't want it from me. I'm not trying to get drunk. I just want the rain to go away for me to go leave. You shook your head quickly, trying to keep the atmosphere from thickening any further. That's not... I didn't mean it like that. I'm not trying to make things personal. He said quickly, hoping to diffuse whatever this was turning into. Funny. It feels personal. He tilted his head, studying you like a puzzle he was itching to take apart. You sit here, all quiet and polite, like you're too good to share a drink with me. Like you're too good for this place. Too good for people like me. I ain't say all of that. I said I just don't want to get drunk. That's not it. You swallowed hard, keeping your voice calm and measured. I don't drink, is all. You forced a polite smile, your fingers curling tightly around the fabric of your cloak under the table, hidden from view. Clyde chuckled low in his throat, the kind of sound that seeped under your skin. That's it, huh? Little lamb doesn't drink. You nodded firmly, masking the storm of nerves brewing within you. Help me! Honestly speaking, I should have took my knight in shining armor. Or you just don't trust me. Sir, afraid I might put something in your cup? You're standing across from me? But actually, yes. He leaned in closer, his breath warm and unsettlingly intimate against your skin. I think I need to. Darling, if I wanted you under my thumb, I wouldn't need tricks. I think I'll take my leave. You said, rising from your seat, but Clyde was faster. His hand darted out, fingers wrapping around your waist. Okay, I'm jumping over the table. See y'all. Not tight, but firm enough that you knew he could stop you if he wanted. Sit down. His voice carried a quiet menace that rippled through you like a cold breeze. So it's like no one is no one. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Nope, it's fine. It's fine. Nope, everything's fine. His eyes bore into yours, unrelenting and filled with a dark intensity that made it impossible to look away. I don't like it when people walk away from me, especially when I've been nothing but nice. You hesitated, your heart thundering in your chest as you tried to calculate how far you could push him without sparking something worse. I'm not looking for any trouble. Yeah, anytime you say I'm not looking for any trouble, it actually starts trouble. I have a feeling we're going to be fighting or darting out here. You sit carefully, easing back into your seat. Clyde's grip loosened, but his fingers lingered longer than they needed to, brushing your skin before he finally let go. Good. Because, sweetheart, trouble doesn't need an invitation. And neither do I. He leaned back, his posture deceptively relaxed, though his eyes never left yours. You don't get it, do you? He said almost conversationally. When you walk into a place like this, someone's bound to claim you. That's not how it works. If it's not me, it'll be someone worse. His smile sharp and his teeth bared in something that wasn't quite a grin. But don't worry. I've got a soft spot for little lambs. You don't know any better. I can take care of myself. You forced the words out, trying to sound more confident than the hammering of your pulse allowed. I laughed with just enough amusement to make it unnerving. Oh, sweetheart. I want freedom right now. Can I get freedom? His voice dropping to a murmur meant only for you. You wouldn't last a day. Lucky for you. I'm feeling generous. His gaze dipped to your hands, holding tightly in your lap, and then back to your face. You stick close to me, and no one will touch you. No one but me, of course. Anyway, I don't like him. No. Okay, I take back what I said. He's not giving yellow flag, he's giving full red flag like his hair, okay? As red as his hair is, as redhead as he could be considered, he's a red flag, okay? Okay, lovely. Before you could even process his words, the sharp bark of the tavern owner's voice sliced through the tense air, snapping your attention away. Lied. Yes, yes, my Sheila, my savior, my savior! The hulking man stood behind the bar, arms crossed and eyes like steel. You're going to cause a scene to do it outside. Or don't, just don't cause a scene. I didn't look away from you, his grin tightening into something mean. Just having a friendly chat, old man. He dwelled through the tension of his shoulders betrayed his invitation. The owner's gaze didn't waver. Now, with a low hiss of breath through his teeth, Clyde pushed back from the table, his chair scraping loudly against the floor. He stood towering over you for a moment before he leaned down, his lips brushing just close enough to make your skin prickle. Be careful now, little lamb. This place has a way of swallowing up the weak. And me? I don't like sharing. Yeah. He straightened, casting one last look at the tavern owner before sauntering towards the door. Yes, get wet with the rain. It slammed shut behind him, leaving the room heavy with silence. The owner shook his head, his expression softening as he turned to you. You're not from around here, are you? You shook your head, Clyde's parting words still heavy in your mind. The owner sighed, setting his rag aside. You best watch your step. That one's trouble, especially when he doesn't get his way. If he's set his sights on you, he trailed off the rest of it, warning hanging unspoken in the air. Now that you gathered your things and stepped outside, why didn't we wait? Wait a little bit. Let him walk away. You know, get some distance. The muddy path leading away from the tavern glistened faintly under the pale moonlight, the remnants of the storm pooling in small puddles at your feet. You paused on the road, glancing back towards the faint glow of Rotwood's lanterns in the distance. The thought of staying at a nearby inn had crossed your mind. A warm bed, a roof over your head. It would have been a tempting option under different circumstances. After what happened today, the idea left a bitter taste in your mouth. The inns were no exception, just another extension of the town's opportunistic underbelly. No, you thought, shaking your head. You tightened your cloak around you and started walking. The woods, wild and untamed as they were, felt safer than any inn in Rotwood. Well, that's a shame. At least in the forest, the threats were honest. You turned back toward the path leading into the forest, leaving the faint glow of Rotwood behind. The woods welcomed you with a quiet stillness. Okay, it's kind of giving, though. I have to say, whoever did the background, didn't look. Boy, it is gorgeous. It's very different. It's very painty and like, unrefined, but in a good way. Like, this is gorgeous. The towering trees stretched high above, their sprawling branches interwoven into a canopy that filtered the moonlight into thin silver streams. Solitude in the wilderness was far preferable than risking another moment in a place where danger wore a friendly face. After trekking through the dense underbrush and weaving between towering trees, you finally came upon a small clearing. It was tucked far enough away from the road to prompt solitude, yet open enough to make a fire without worry. With a weary sigh, you dropped your pack, allowing the tension in your shoulders to ease. Your hands worked automatically, gathering branches and dry kindling from the forest floor. The soft crunch of leaves underfoot and the occasional soft twigs were the only sound accompanying you in the clearing. Oh, okay. Skills. Soon a small fire crackled to life, its flames licking the air with a warm, golden glow. The heat seeped into your chilled skin, easing some of the tension coiled in your shoulders. Shadows danced like fleeting phantoms along the edges of the clearing, the movements casting an air of mystique over the quiet forest. With your pack, you pulled out a small bundle of dried vegetables, their earthy aroma faint as you measured them carefully into your palm. The small pot bounced precariously over the fire as you filled it with water and stirred the mixture with slow, deliberate movements. Steam rose in lazy spirals, vanishing into the cool night air as the faint scent of cooking wafted around you. The rhythmic bubbling of the pot filled the silence, blending seamlessly with the occasional rustle of leaves stirred by the wind. Your gaze flicked toward the shadows surrounding the clearing. Even as you tried to focus on the soothing repetition of stirring the soup, there was a lingering unease pricked at the edges of your awareness. Something about the vast open darkness felt alive, though the woods were watching, waiting. As the soup neared completion, a sound broke through the quiet. Okay, as long as it's just me. You froze, the wooden spoon pushing mid-steer. The noise had been low, guttural, almost too loud to be yours. You instinctively pressed a hand to your abdomen, but the sensation was absent. Oh. 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 Wait, so that wasn't me? Oh, no. The growl you heard did not come from you. You weren't alone. The realization crept in slowly, like ivy threading through cracks. Wound around your ribs, pressing tighter with every frantic beat of your heart. You strained to hear something, anything, but the woods had gone too still, like a stage just before the curtain rise. Even the fire seemed too quiet, its crackling dulled to a whisper as if afraid to draw attention. The sound of your breath was loud in your ears, and yet the world around you felt impossibly quiet. You glanced over your shoulder, the woods beyond the clearing dark and thick. Forest, once just a backdrop to your evening, had become a wall of darkness. Trees stood tall and silent, their limbs twisted in unnatural shapes, casting long, clawed shadows that reached toward you like they were meant to drag you in. The shadows shifted, stretching into monstrous figures, hulking shapes with faces twisted and inhuman, mouths gaping in crooked silence, eyes sunken deep. You felt them. Ooh, I don't know if you see that little face over there, but yeah, you can put that back. You felt them, eyes cold and oblique, intelligent, watching. The memory of Clyde lingering like a splinter beneath your skin. His words from the tavern echoed in your mind, sharp and cold. After what happened with him, every shadow felt sharper, every sound too loud. And now here you were, alone. Or not. Every rustle in the trees, every creak of the earth beneath your feet had you tensing, waiting for the next move. Could it be him? Had he sent someone after you? Stop! A faint rustle broke through the silence, brief but sharp enough to make your skin crawl. Your hand drifted to the ground beside the fire pit, fingers closing around a nearby rock. Yes, a weapon. A weapon, no weapon, formed against me. It was heavy, uneven, its surface rough with patches of old moss, perfect to yoink, shuck at somebody. Primitive, unremarkable, but solid. Something real to hold on to, something to brace yourself with, just in case. The soup simmered beside you, its bubbles rising and popping with quite rhythm. While herbs and root vegetables hung in the air like a ghost of comfort. Even that felt strange now, wrong, too warm, too inviting, like bait. You rose slowly, your body tense with every motion, every muscle in your body cooled tight, racing. You stepped toward the edge of the clearing, rock gripped tight. Man, we throwing a rock. We are throwing it. Yoink! You threw the rock. It struck the ground with a dull thud. Nothing. Man, no. Hold on. You throw the rock again. Another rock, you threw it farther this time. A rustle, moving in the underbrush. You froze. Could it be an animal? Try to reason with yourself. Now I'm throwing it again. Grab the third stone, heart thudding, and threw with more force. Oh! Wait. Could it be metal? A sharp ring echoed like a whisper between trees. You straightened, spines tense. That was no animal. Then another sound, something but distinct. The heavy muffled creak of armor shifted against itself. You could step back. How strange. Bandits rarely wore metal. Too noisy, too costly. They relied on speed or on shadows. I have a theory. That possibly it could be our man's. He probably left anyways to make sure that we were okay. Please say it so. Please. I need him. About now. They preferred leather, rags, things that let them slip through the darkness unnoticed. This was something else. Yet whoever it was, they hadn't moved towards you, hadn't drawn their weapon, hadn't stepped into the firelight. If they meant to strike, they had their chance. Remember, they were watching, waiting for your guard to drop. You didn't dare convince yourself you were safe. Quietly, you knelt beside the fire. Your hands moved with care, breaking the logs apart, pressing ash over the coals until the light gave its final sigh. With your back slung tight and the rock still clenched in your hand, you turned from the clearing. With each step into the forest, the silence felt deeper, pressed tighter. You didn't look back. You would rather rest somewhere else, somewhere unwatched, somewhere with my pot of soup. Eventually, you found it. A small hollow tucked beneath the roots of an old, twisted tree. Half concealed by brambles and shadow, it offered no comfort, but enough shelter to hide. You slipped inside, crouching low, the rock still in your grip until your fingers ached from holding it. Arched, because that makes sense. Nothing followed. A quiet, fractured exhale pressed your lips, your body stiff, like it had forgotten how to relax. Here, away from the fire, the night was colder, but quieter. You set the rock down beside you, brushing aside loose twigs and debris, just enough to lie back against the roots. You needed rest, not just for your body, but your mind. For the journey still waiting beyond the trees, you let your eyes slip closed, slowly, cautiously. I don't know. The dark for now held nothing but sleep. I don't feel safe. Still. I don't know, maybe it's just me. But I mean, get into it, I guess. To be continued? Oh my stars. Okay, so that was the first one. Very nice, very nice. Let's see here. We're going to load from this one. And we're going to actually ignore it this time. After a moment of holding your breath, you shook your head, exhaling a nervous laugh. Perhaps hunger had muddled your senses. It had been a long day, and exhaustion had a way of playing tricks on the mind. As you convinced yourself it was nothing, a memory surfaced. How without fail, every time your stomach grumbled, Aslan would immediately take notice. No matter the time or circumstance, he'd insist on preparing something for you, often teasing you lightly before presenting a dish with a warm smile. The memory brought a soft chuckle to your lips, a gentle wave of gratitude filling your chest. You let the thought stay with you a while longer, worth easing the unease in your heart. Smiling to yourself, you turned your attention back to the task at hand, feeling a little less alone. The soup was a welcome comfort. Wait, hold on, what? The soup was a welcome comfort. Simple, warm, and soothing. Okay, so I read it right, but it doesn't make sense. You savored each bite, letting the heat work its way through your tired body. You edged closer to the fire, stretching out beside it for warmth. Once your meal was finished, what now? Once your meal was finished, sure, your metal. It's probably because it's like 6 a.m. in the morning and I haven't slept yet. You took time to arrange a makeshift bed in the clearing. As the dry leaves were gathered and layered carefully, forming a soft mound to cushion the forest floor. Your cloak draped over the leaves provided an added barrier against dampness. Your pack became your pillow, its worn fabric stiff but familiar as you settled into it. For a while you simply lay there, staring up at the sky. The canopy above was dotted with stars, their light breaking through the gaps in the trees like 1,000 tiny beacons. It was breathtaking. I miss when we could see the stars. I feel like stars are barely visible nowadays. There's no stars in the sky anymore. Countless stars filled the sky, but tonight it made space just for you. Each constellation seemed to pulse faintly. You let your mind wander, imagining the stars as watchful guardians. Your steady presence a silent reassurance that, despite everything, this night would pass. Exhaustion settled over you like a heavy blanket, yet you couldn't tear the gaze away from the sky. The fire's warmth at your back, and the stars, your gentle glow above, created a harmony that made you feel a semblance of peace. Finally, your eyelids grew heavy, the stars blurring into soft smudges of light as sleep began to claim you. Tonight, the woods felt safer than anywhere else. Surrounded by the quiet of the woods and the endless beauty of the night sky, you let yourself sink into the stillness, carrying the memory of the starlight's canopy with you into your dreams. Wait, the fire's warmth had coaxed you into a deep, dreamless sleep. Its crackling rhythm, your lullaby beneath the open sky. The serenity was ripped away as a crushing weight suddenly bore down on you, stealing the breath from your lungs. You woke with a start. your chest heaving against unbearable pressure that pinned you to the earth. Panic clawed at your mind, and every instinct screamed for you to move, to fight back. But your limbs refused to obey. Hold on, what's going on here? So, I'm calling the first one we did good ending. You force your eyes open, fear racing through your veins like ice. Oh, 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 no, wow. Okay, so, of course, absolutely. Yeah, you know, it's fine, everything is fine, Ah, the man from the tavern hovered above you, his shadowy figure blotting out the dim flicker of firelight. I was wrong about my theory. I thought it was our Princey boy. Turns out, it's not. It wasn't. And it will not be. His hands gripped your wrist with unrelenting strength, pressing you down as if you were a doll. No matter how much you squirmed, his weight was immovable, his dominance absolute. Look at you, squirming already. Ugh, he just gave me the ick. I haven't even gotten started yet, little lamb. Get off me! He spat, twisting beneath him, but the effort only made his grin grow wider. Oh, sweetheart. His knees dug mercilessly into your sides, and a sharp stab of pain shot through you, stealing the air from your lungs. Squirm all you like. You're not going anywhere. Keep fighting. I promise I'll only grip you tighter. And you'll love it when I do. You don't have a winter behind me. I'm ready to this. Yoink! I have not seen this man. You know what? Can I push him into the fire? Is that illegal? What do you want? Don't ask him that. You know exactly what he wants. You demanded, till the fear in your voice betrayed the defiance you were trying to summon. He juggled, leaning in closer, his face hovering inches above yours. I thought that was obvious. He tilted his head, feigning curiosity, though his smirk betrayed his amusement. And the moment I saw you, his eyes roamed over your body, dark and predatory. I knew I had to have you. And now, you're out here, all alone? It's almost like he wanted me to find you. You followed me? You're accused. The defiance in your voice faltering beneath the weight of your terror. Oh, darling, I didn't have to. That cozy little fire of yours was just begging for company. Were you waiting for me to share it with you? I don't have anything. Take my gold. Take whatever you want. No, say that. He's gonna take what he wants. But it's not gonna be your gold, okay? Okay. Just making sure we're on the same page. Just leave me alone. And what would I do with your scraps of gold? Releasing your wrist, his hand trailed over your shoulder, lingering there before his fingers traced the delicate curve of your collarbone. What I want is something delicate, something that bends under my touch. He's gonna hold me like an omelet. His fingers trailed down to your chest, linger with deliberate slowness. No, darling. I'm here for you. I'm here to take you. I hope everyone remembers Ayato, that one scene from Diabolic Lovers. Please. So I don't sound crazy. Please. He begged, tears sprinkling at the corners of your eyes as his touch slid down to your chin, tilting your face toward him. Don't do this. Oh, don't stop now. He purred, his tone mockingly tender. Go on. Let me hear you. Beg me to stop. Don't hold back now. Scream if you. Okay, we're fine. Everything's fine. Our knight in shining armor is gonna come in and hit him with something, anything. Scream if you want it. Cry if you have to. But don't stop begging. I want to savor every little plea. The way your voice shakes. The way your body trembles beneath me. It's intoxicating. Do you have any idea what you're doing to me right now? You clenched your eyes shut, bracing for what was coming. His weight pressed heavier against you, his breath hot against your skin. Look at you. Giving up already. Good. It's better this way. I always get what I want, and what I want is you. Every piece of you. Every broken, trembling piece. He murmured, his lips ghosting along your neck. So stop fighting it, darling. No one will hear you. No one is coming to save you. His hand drifted lower, fingertips brushing over your ribs before dragging deliberately along the curve of your side. I hope that little pendant that was given to us is going to save us right now because if not. His touch unhurried and savoring the way your body flinched under him. No one is taking you away from me. His fingers curling just enough to press into the skin of your hips. You're all mine. Every ounce of hope drained away, leaving only despair as you accepted your helplessness. And then, someone hit him with a truck. A sharp whistle tore through the air, slicing the tension in an instant. Clyde's body jolted violently above you. His breath hitched in a choked gasp before his weight slumped forward, crushing you beneath him. A wet thud accompanied his collapse. Are we okay? Are we good? Are we great? You opened your eyes to the horrifying sight of an arrow buried deep between his eyes. Sheesh! Blood streamed from the wound, the jagged shaft protruding grotesquely from his skull, his fletching still quivering from the impact. What? Huzzah! Hooray! 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 Okay, so, who was it? You whispered, your voice shaking as you shoved his lifeless body off of you, your hands trembling. The eyes stared blankly upward, his smirk frozen in grotesque mockery. Blood pooled beneath him, soaking into the dirt, the metallic tang sharp in the air. Everything had happened so quickly your mind struggled to keep up. Forcing yourself to your feet, your legs wobbled beneath you as you scanned the dark woods around the clearing. I don't know if it's just me, if I see an arrow just casually come from I don't know where, I'm not getting up so they can shoot me next. But that's just me. Then, just at the edge of the clearing, a faint glint caught your eye, the cold reflection sheen of a blade. The figure holding it lingered for only a moment before disappearing soundlessly into the forest. Your heart pounded, your body frozen as you stared into the darkness. Whoever had saved you, or killed Clyde rather, was gone, vanishing as silently as they had come. The thought chilled you to your core. The fire crackled softly behind you, but its warmth no longer offered any comfort. What had once been a sanctuary now felt like a trap. The forest closing in around you with unseen eyes and hidden threats. You hit dirt onto the fire, extinguishing its light as quickly as you could. Fear gnawed at you, urging you to move, to flee from the clearing as its lingering sense of danger. Wrapping your coat tightly around yourself, you found a towering tree with thick roots curling upward like a cradle. You held it beneath it, curling into a ball against the cold earth. Your heart racing as you tried to make sense of it all. Sleep didn't come easily, and when it did, it was fitful at best. Every rustle of leaves, every whisper of wind felt like a phantom present, leaving you on edge. The woods, once wild but honest, now felt as treacherous as Rutwood itself. He continued. Okay, and then I think we got like so we got the basic one. It's just like we're safe, then it's we were safe, then we weren't safe, but sort of safe. Okay, so no thank you, and that's not necessary. It's about the same. If you're wondering. We'll try this one. I believe this is the last ending. There's only supposed to be three endings out of this entire demo. So I'm reckoning this is the last one. Question mark? You swallowed your discomfort and nodded, deciding for now it was safer to play along. Clyde grinned, clearly pleased. That's the spirit, sweetheart. The barmaid returned quickly with 2 glasses of something amber and sharp smelling. Clyde handed you yours with a mock toast. 2 new beginnings. A lucky coincidence. And lucky coincidences. You clinked glasses with a forced smile and took a small sip. The burn hitting your throat immediately. He watched you closely, eyes gleaming. Okay, so he didn't take his. We're done for. See? Not so bad, huh? Got a good head on those pretty shoulders. He leaned in, his voice dropping to a murmur. Bet you've turned more than a few heads, haven't you? I don't really... No need to be modest. I've got eyes, lamb. His smirk widened, eyes reeking slowly over you. It wasn't a compliment, it was an evaluation. I mean, look at you. You're one heart to miss. You're a one heart to miss? Okay. You're a one heart to miss, lamb. stunning, alone, and just asking for trouble. I guess fate's finally on my side. He let the words hang in the air, testing your reaction. You didn't answer. His hand brushed yours on the table, fingers ghosting over your knuckles, testing your boundaries. Tell me something. You've got someone waiting on you. Ooh, does he know? You stay silent a bit too long. No. It came out quieter than you intended. Clyde's grin sharpened. Why did you say no? Why did you say no? Didn't think so. A lost little lamb in a den of wolves. Put on a brave face, but I can tell. Rotwood's got you rattled. You've got me rattled, sir. He leaned in further, his voice lowering to something almost intimate. But hey, you don't have to be scared. Not with me around. 1 second his hand brushed against yours. The next his arms wrapped around your shoulders with the kind of ease that said he didn't need permission. Didn't even look at you, he already knew you wouldn't move. I can keep you safe. Real safe. I've got a place not far from here, warm. Why, you be treated real nice. Nope, that's not. I just needed a place to rest. You tried to keep the tremble from your voice. Clyde didn't seem to care. Oh, I'll give you rest, sweetheart. Ah, the rest you need. I took a break for like 15 minutes to make sure that there was no other endings. Came back, and I'm still just like, oh, Jesus. His voice was smooth, practically purring with the promise of more. He let out a smug little laugh, eyes practically glowing with confidence in your compliance. You don't have to play tough with me. I can make it so easy for you. He let his arms slip casually around your waist now, tugging you a little closer, enough that you could feel the heat of his body next to yours. Let me show you how much easier things can be. His breath fanned your ear, and for a split second, you felt yourself losing your composure. Oh, don't look so tense, lamb. I don't bite, unless you want me to. You could feel his fingers splayed across your side now, possessive, claimed. The drink sat untouched in your hand, the room pressing in around you. Before you could respond, the tavern door creaked open, and a lanky, anxious-looking man rushed in, his clothes soaked from the storm. Spotted your companion immediately and made a beeline for the table. Boss! The lackey stammered, his voice trembling. Someone's here to see you, boss. Clyde didn't even spare him a glance. Then deal with it. Can't you see I'm busy? He gestured towards you with a lazy smirk. I've got company. The lackey swallowed hard, his eyes darting nervously between you and his boss. He leaned in closer to whisper, but you overheard him clearly. What, boss? It's someone from the Royal Vanguard. He specifically asked for you and said it's urgent. That finally got his attention. Vanguard? His smile vanished, replaced by a scowl, and he turned to glare at the lackey. I thought I told you idiots to take care of it. The lackey fidgeted, his face pale. We did, but... Useless. He snapped, shoving his chair back as he stood abruptly. His hand slammed against the table, making you flinch. Every last one of you. Useless. He turned back to you, his grin returning. Though it was sharper now, less amused and more calculated. Okay. Don't go anywhere, little lamb. I'll be right here. I'll be right back. I'll be gone. I'm just, Anyway, before you could respond, he stormed out of the tavern, his lackey scrambling after him like a scolded dog. The door slammed shut behind them, leaving you alone at the table, your pulse racing. You stayed frozen for what felt like an eternity. They did the thing. The tension in your chest threatening to choke you. Minutes passed, but he didn't return. Seizing the opportunity, you slipped out of your chair, moving towards the door as inconspicuously as possible. Every step felt like a gamble, but you made it outside without incident. The air hit you like a wall as you stepped outside. The silence was unsettling, a stark contrast to the storm you were expecting. Clyde's body. The headless corpse. Jeez. What did he do? Lay sprawled in the mud at your feet, grotesquely twisted, carelessly discarded. Blood gushed from the jagged stump of neck, pooling thickly in the rain-soaked earth before spilling out in dark rivulet, winding like sinister veins toward the gutter. His lifeless form was unnervingly still, yet the violent scene around him felt alive. Your breath caught, your legs threatened to buckle. You clawed at your mind, but there was something else too. Relief. You didn't linger. Yeah. Turning away from the grisly sight, you moved toward the edge of the village, your pace quickening with each step. It wasn't until you reached the town's exit that you noticed them. The man's lackeys, standing in the open, their eyes locked onto you, wide with terror. For a moment you thought they might chase you. But then they ran. Not after you, away from you. Their horrified expression lingered in your mind as you pressed onward, the damp ground squelching underfoot. Whatever had happened, whoever had killed the man, you weren't going to wait to find out. The rain had stopped, but the storm hadn't truly passed. You just had to keep moving. Ow. The muddy path leading you away from the tavern glistened faintly under the pale moonlight, the remnants of the storm pooling in small puddles at your feet. You paused in the road, glancing back towards the faint glow of Rotwood's lanterns in the distance. Thoughts of staying at a nearby inn had crossed your mind. A warm bed, a roof over your head, it would have been a tempting option under different circumstances. After what happened today, the idea left a bitter taste in your mouth. The inns were no expectation, but just another extension of the town's opportunistic underbelly. No, you thought, shaking your head. You tightened your cloak around you and started walking. The woods, wild and untamed as they were, felt safer than any inn in Rotwood. At least in the forest, the threats were honest. You turned back toward the path leading into the forest, leaving the faint glow of Rotwood behind. The woods welcomed you with their quiet stillness. The towering trees stretched high above, the sprawling branches interwoven into a canopy that filtered the moonlight into thin silver streams. Solitude in the wilderness was far preferable to risking another moment in the place where danger wore a friendly face. After trekking through the dense underbrush, weaving between towering trees, you finally came upon a small clearing. It was tucked far enough away from the road to promise solitude, yet open enough to make a fire without worry. With a weary sigh, you dropped your pack, allowing the tension in your shoulders to ease. Your hands worked automatically, gathering branches and dry kindling from the forest floor. The soft crunch of leaves underfoot and the occasional snap of twigs were the only sound accompanying you in the clearing. Then a small fire crackled to life, its flames licking the air with a warm golden glow. The heat seeped into your chilled skin, easing some of the tension coiled in your shoulders. Shadows danced like fleeting phantoms along the edges of the clearing, their movements casting an air of mystique over the quiet forest. From your pack, you pulled out a small bundle of dried vegetables, their earthy aroma faint as you measured them carefully into your palm. The small pot bounced precariously over the fire as you filled it with water and stirred the mixture with slow, deliberate movements. Steam rose in lazy spirals, vanishing into the cool night air as the faint scent of cooking wafted around you. The rhythmic bubbling of the pot filled the silence, blending seamlessly with the occasional rustle of leaves stirred by the wind. Your gaze flicked toward the shadows surrounding the clearing, and as you tried to focus on the soothing repetition of stirring the soup, there was a lingering unease pricked at the edges of your awareness. Thinking about the vast, open darkness felt alive, though the woods were watching, waiting. As the slope near completion, a sound broke through the quietness. You froze, the wooden spoon pausing mid-stare. The noise had been low, guttural, almost too loud to be yours. You instinctively pressed the hand to your abdomen, but the sensation was absent. As you convinced yourself it was nothing, a memory surfaced. Okay, so they're gonna automatically use. Okay, cool. Power without fail, every time your stomach grumbled, Aslam would immediately take notice. No matter the time or circumstance, he insists on preparing something for you, often teasing you lightly before presenting a dish with a warm smile. The memory brought a soft chuckle to your lips, a gentle wave of gratitude filling your chest. You let the thought stay with you a while longer, its warmth easing the unease in your heart. Smiling to yourself, you turned your attention back to the task at hand, feeling a little less alone. The soup was a welcome comfort, simple, warm, and soothing. You savored each bite, letting the heat work its way through your tight body. You edged closer to the fire, stretching out beside it for warmth. Once your meal was finished, you took time to arrange a makeshift bed in the clearing. Piles of dry leaves were gathered and laid carefully, forming a soft mound to cushion the forest floor. The cloak draped over the leaves provided an added barrier against the dampness. Your back became your pillow, its warm fabric stiff but familiar as you settled into it. For a while, you simply lay there, staring up at the sky. The canopy above was dotted with stars, their light, their light breaking through the gaps in the trees like 1,000 tiny beacons. It was breathtaking. Countless stars filled the sky, but tonight it made space just for you. These constellations seemed to pulse faintly. You let your mind wander, imagining the stars as watchful guardians. The steady presence, a silent reassurance that, despite everything, this night would pass. Exhaustion settled over you like a heavy blanket. Yet you couldn't tear your gaze away from the sky. The fire's warmth at your back and the stars' gentle glow above created a harmony that made you feel a semblance of peace. Finally, your eyelids grew heavy, the stars blurring into soft smudges of light as sleep began to climb you. Tonight, the woods felt safer than anywhere else. Surrounded by the quiet of the woods and the endless beauty of the night sky, you let yourself sink into the stillness, carrying the memory of the starlit canopy with you into your dreams. Yay! And that is all 3 endings of Where Your Eternity Sleeps. I was about to say To Your Eternity. That's a different one. Where Eternity Sleeps. Honestly speaking, I very much love it. I just kind of wish that our knight in shining armor was there just a little bit more. Really, just because I like him. I like him a lot more than Red Flag. But I mean, he gets his fate. He earns his just desserts in both endings. And I guess when we threw the rock at him, just kind of knocked him senseless for a good while. Either that or he just kind of like fell out cold. I don't know. I definitely would not want to be there. Find out. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode. This was quite the blast. Honestly, I feel like I need a little more of this. I do know that this was, well, a scene for recent. It was about 8 months ago. And I did see that someone mentioned that the creator was planning not to finish this. I'm really hoping that it's not true because I really want to see where this goes. So, I don't know where the creator is, but please finish this. I need more. I need my Blondie green flag next to me, protecting me, please. Ugh. But anyways, if you have any game requests, feel free to comment it in the comment section. And if you want to join the live streams, we live stream on both YouTube and Twitch at 12:30 a.m. Central Timing. For just a plethora of games, I just played Assassin's Creed today, so the VODs are up. If you also want to go ahead and pop in to see how the streams go. It's pretty chill. We just chill, we just vibe, we just do things whatever we feel. But yeah, I hope to see you then. The next time. Bye!